Today I would like to tell you how to use pattern features. Pattern feature is very similar to pattern face. Let's try it. So you need to go into a sketch, and the same way on the top plane, hit the top line, and we draw a rectangles, and then we extruded this rectangle with some distance. Let's hit it apply, and then we need to go into a pattern features, right? Or you can choose menu and insert. In here is associative copy tab, and in here you could find the pattern feature. So before we select this, we need to give a features to this object. So we need to go into a sketch, select the top face and hit it OK. So for examples, I draw a small rectangles, and then we can do extrude. In here, we opposite directions with subtract of the below object. So let's hit it apply. So at that moment, we already have extruded cut on this object. So this is the feature we just created. So when I hit this pattern features, we just selected this feature we just created in last step. And the same way, layout, we could just choose a linear, and we need to give a specify vectors. When I hit the specify vectors, it's showing a 3 arrows towards Z, Y, X. So at that moment, let's try X axis. In spacing, we have more options. We have 3 options: count and pitch, count and span, and pitch and span. So in count and pitch, we can have the count here. We could whatever modified the count you need to give in here. For example, we give it to 6. So you got a 6 or 4. And then pitch distance, we could try to make this cube cut more close to each others. So at that time, we give a 5 millimeters of each cube. And we could also trying to check this symmetric. So you're gonna got two linear with 2 directions. One is to the left, another is towards to the right. And we could also use the direction tools. If we choose the direction tools, we need to also give a specify vectors. So at this time, we can just choose Y axis, right? And we need to opposite directions to make this cube is showing on this below object. And at that moment, I could try to use count and span. So we have the count, so we could change to a 3. So you got more cut here. And spacing distance, and maybe we could try 20 to make it more loose of the patterns. We could also doing symmetric, but something outside of this below object cannot have a cut on this board, on this below object, right? And in here, if we choose to pitch and span, we could change the pitch distance into from 5 to 10, so you could got more loose patterns here. Let's give back to 5. And we could also try to change span distance to 30. So you're gonna got more cube cut on here, right? So let's hit it apply. So you need to waiting for your laptop to do the calculate. So finally we got this kind of really weird shape. And next, we also need to doing a sketch with a rectangle board. We're trying to extrude it with some thickness. Let's hit it apply. And we need to change to a noun from subtract to noun. otherwise it cannot created a cube object currently. So let's also choose to a sketch, hit it OK, and at that moment maybe we could try circular shapes here. And this moment we could have extruded with unite with this below body. So we hit it apply. So at that moment, this extrude is the features we just created. So let's hit it the pattern feature. We need to select the feature we just created. And in the layout, we could change to circular. We need to give specify vectors. So at that moment, because this is rotation axis, we need to choose a D axis. And we need to give a specified point. Let's just hit it on the plan randomly. So you could got this kind of rotation circular patterns. We could change here into more circular with a pitch angle. Maybe I could change to a 20. So you could got more circular patterns here, right? And let's hit it apply. So if I just created on this shape, maybe have circular shape at this moment, I give a cut on this below body. Let's hit it apply. So this moment I'm going to a pattern feature, and I selected this feature I just created on last step, and the layout I changed to a polygon, and specify vectors is also changed to a z. Choose a z-axis. Specify point. Let's just hit it on the center. So you could got this kind of polygon shape. We could also change the number of the sides into 7 sides or 5 sides, whatever you want. And the spacing, you could change the different tabs to a count per size or pitch alongside. And the count, you could also change the count that you want. For example, it's more intense pattern. With the span, maybe we could just stop at 3 degrees. And let's hit it apply. So you need to wait a moment to get the answers you created. And next time, if I just created on this plane, at this moment I created rectangles, and I have subtract to select this body. Yeah, let's hit it apply. Sorry, I do a wrong operate. So we need to go back, and we need to select extruded with selected body. This one, let's hit it apply. So you got this extruded cut. At this moment, we also choose a pattern features, and we need to select this pattern. So I just created last step. And layout, I need to select it spiral. So we need to give a specified plan normal. So we need to face to the top. We could also choose a reference vectors to this. So you're gonna got the spiral shape with, maybe I give, you could also change the direction from left hand to right hand, right? And this is spiral size by default is numbers of turns. You could totally choose totally angles. It's calculated by different ways. Let's go back to number of the 10 turns. So the turns, you could change to more turns here. And radial pitch, let's give it 10 smaller shape here. And this pitch along spiral, maybe change to a 25 or 10. You got more patterns, intense patterns on here. We could also change rotation angles to 30 degrees. Right? You hit it, apply. So it could be doing this kind of spiral pattern cut on this board. And if I still created rectangle sketch and trying to extrude it with some distance, let's change to a none, apply. So at this moment, I'm doing a sketch on this surface and I created the circular cut on this board. Let's choose the boolean into a subtract. We select the below body. Let's hit it, apply. So I'm going to a pattern features and I need to select these patterns and we need to select this specify plan normal to the z-axis and reference vectors to the top. Okay, and in this moment, if I change this into a total angles, the default is 720 degrees, so we could change to just the 5 degrees. So you got a more degrees here. You got a smaller degrees here. And radius pitch, if I change to a 5, you could got a more small size spiral. And let's change to a 20. So you got a more spiral shapes pattern here. And the pitch along spirals, let's give it 5. So you're gonna got more the two patterns, two cards is more close to each other's, and rotation angles maybe we could change to a 60s. You can just customize whatever you want, right? Let's hit it, apply. And next I'm going to the sketch, and on the sketch I'm drawing a circle here, and also I'm drawing a different circles here. Let's hit it, apply. And that moment I'm doing a sketch on this plane also. Let's hit it, apply. And I'm drawing a kind of rectangles, doing this time I'm doing a unite to selected body. Let's hit it, apply. And we're going to a pattern features, and I need to select this feature with along, right? And we selected first path, and also in spacing, we could got more options here. Just like I told you before, the content pitch, content span, pitch and span, you could try yourself later. Let's take the content pitch as examples. So cont I can change to a 10. And this locations is calculated by a percentage of arc lengths. We could also change to directly arc lengths. So let's change its pitch by 5. So you could got or we could change to an 8. So you could got this kind of arrow along with this curve. And we could also use the direction tools by choose the path of this line. We could increase the count by 4 or just 3, right? And also this time I could change to arc length with pitch by 10, for examples. So you could got more loose patterns here. So if we change to a 3, you could got more intense distance, close distance between two patterns. So in these situations, I could just increase count here into 7 or just 5. It's okay. So let's hit it, apply. Wait a moment because you left on this to sometimes to do the calculate. Okay, guys, you could see the parts and features. It's very similar to parts and faces. The difference between these two is parts and features. You could directly choose the features at one time. But when you're doing a pattern faces, you need to choose all the faces you need to pattern on this object. Okay guys, today's tutorial about pattern feature, we just finish here. And if you like my video, just could subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, just leave a comments to me. I can definitely answer you later. So see you next class. Bye.